Hi, have you found your guitar playing, you feel like you get stuck at a certain level, or maybe you've plateaued out where you're not learning new stuff, or you're not improving? I think it's a very common thing with guitar players, and that's kind of what this video is going to be about. Now, I've played for a long time, but I have the same problem, where I've got to places and my playing kind of plateaus out, and I'm not improving. And where I've kind of come to in my guitar playing is when I practice to improve, I'm trying to work on things that I suck at, things that don't sound good. Because what I realize is I played with lots and lots of musicians over the course of my musical career. People I've played with that are the very best players are always still shedding on their instruments. Now, it's mostly jazz players I've dealt with, but I'm sure classical musicians are the same, or I think a great example, the great Jeff Beck, who passed a few years ago. That's one of the things I loved about his playing was he seemed like he was never satisfied. He was always improving. Now, I've known people who have improved to a certain point and plateau, and it may be even a very high level, but they plateau out. Now, it might be because of career, they're married, kids, the whole hustle of just working. But for whatever the reason, they get to a point and they stop improving. And I think guitar players are notorious for that. You've heard the term noodling, where people sit down and just play. Again, I'll say, I'm directing this to myself. Physician, heal thyself. When I sit down and noodle, what I tend to do is play things I already can play. Not that I have mastery over them, but things that I do better than other things. But what I see when I'm honest with myself, I see the most improvement in my playing when I sit down and say, and this is a long list of things that I don't do well or things that I would like to improve upon. And I've just recently opened a guitar studio. That's where I am today. And when I come in to work, usually half an hour early, I have time to sit and play, or if a student doesn't show up. And what I've been doing recently that I've been enjoying is just turning on my phone, put on video, hit record, and just playing. And there was a great teacher, Mick Goodrick, who did the book, The Advancing Guitarist. If you've never heard that, you want to check it out. And Mick's approach in the book was not about, hey, learn these chords, you have to know these scales, you have to do this or practice like that. It was more of the Socratic approach, like that the answers are already within you. He would ask these open-ended questions. Well, what do you think of that? What would happen if I did this or that, or if I worked on this or applied this here? To have you be inquisitive and do the digging on your own, because everyone else kind of figure out their own path and their journey musically, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm thinking, how can I benefit in my guitar playing or improve upon the things I already know? So I'm going to be doing a series of videos. I haven't really come up with a name with it yet, but I'll be putting it on the channel. So if you see this kind of wall in the background, this is my studio. And just kind of working on things that I know are not strengths in my playing. So I would welcome your comments. I wonder if other people have, your impression of your guitar playing, or maybe, that's been an issue with my musical journey. Here's how I overcame it, or this is what I'm working on. I would love to hear your comments, thoughts. So all the best. Enjoy the journey. God bless.